it was fibroids. It was enlarged fibroids in my uterus, and the fibroid was pushing my uterus up to where my belly button was. That's why I was looking like I was 2 months pregnant. My uterus was up in my belly button. That ain't where it's supposed to be. We all know that. So I tried to figure out, all right, let's remove these fibroids. They're not cancerous, so how do we go about doing this? So I spoke to my doctor, and my doctor told me what we're gonna do is inject you with Lupron. And what Lupron does is it lowers your estrogen level so you won't have periods. That way your fibroid can shrink. The shot that was given to me lasts for 3 months, and I got this shot in May, and it put me into menopause. Menopause at 30. Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Champagne and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're gonna get serious and talk about fibroids. Yes, we are, because I feel a lot of women don't know about this, and I really want to bring the information in case no one else knows about this, because I clearly did not know. But fibroids are something that is in all women. It sits in the uterus. It's very small. Why they're there, I don't know. We don't really have a reason for that, but there are different causes for how they can grow. The main one is from menstrual cycles, which happen to me. For women, mostly Black women, because it's 99% Black women, if we have very heavy menstrual periods, the fibroids can grow and they can be enlarged in the uterus. This is what happened to me, and I did not even know this. I literally just had surgery 6 days ago. I'm doing okay, by the way. As you can see, I'm standing, I'm walking around. I'm really not in much pain. I'm kind of fine. But I really wanted to talk about this and just say, for all women, please get checked, go to the doctors. I know the reason why I never went to the doctors is because I didn't have the insurance at the time because I lost my job, and I know that there are ways that I could have still been insured, but I didn't feel like paying all that money back when I know I didn't have it because I lost my job. So I felt like maybe if I just take a year and don't even worry about going to the doctors, I'll be fine. Nope. And the crazy thing about fibroids is that for me, I didn't even know that I had them. For someone like me who exercises in terms of skating and doing ab workouts 3-4 times a week, plus intermittent fasting, I was trying to figure out, like, why do I look so big? I literally looked like I was 2 months pregnant. And I didn't notice this until last year. Crazy thing is, in 2019, that's when I started my intermittent fasting and I was losing weight. And by 2020, I was looking great. And then by 2021, that's when the growth was happening. And it's so funny. My boyfriend said, you know, I don't know what's going on, but you never looked like that back then. And I was like, you don't know, this is my body. It's like, no, I've seen your body over the years just by like looking at you and like watching you skate, and that's not what your body used to look like back then. And I don't know what's going on, but if you feel the need that you need to take certain other measures, I mean, hey, I support you. So lovely of him. And I'm here to say, honey, you were right. I'm saying it here on YouTube. You were absolutely right. Crazy. So let's take it back a little bit. From 2021, even when I went to Barcelona, guys, my stomach looked big. I looked like I was a few months pregnant, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me because I was exercising. I was kind of eating right. So it didn't make sense. Like, how did I gain all this excess weight? And I didn't know that because of my heavy menstrual cycles that this was the cause of my fibroids. So, beginning of this year, my mom wanted to get some work done. And she wanted to take me with her because I had been complaining about my body for so long. So I spoke to this physician about liposuction because I wanted to get all the fat taken out because I was so unhappy with how I was looking. I had days where I felt really great about my body, but other days where I didn't. And it was driving me crazy that one minute a pair of jeans fit and then the next day they don't. That doesn't make any sense. So I had it scheduled that I was going to have my liposuction in May. I was so excited. I go in, I'm talking to the doctor, I have the anesthesia, and then they wake me up for the anesthesia, and he tells me, we couldn't perform the surgery. I'm sorry, what? What do you mean you couldn't perform it? I paid you, I'm paying you, like what's the problem? And he said, for some reason, when you lie down, your stomach isn't flat. It has this hump and your stomach feels very hard. I don't feel comfortable cutting into that. So I think you need to see a doctor first and figure out what this is. And if it's nothing, hey, we'll get you back in here and we can have the surgery. So that kind of freaked me out. And he asked me, like, does it hurt at all? Does your stomach hurt? And I said, no, I've noticed that my stomach had that weird hump, but I just thought I was fat. And I had discomfort sleeping from time to time, but I thought that just meant it was because I had trapped gas. So we left, we went to the doctors, and it took forever to figure out what we have. I had to get a CAT scan. I had to get an MRI. And my mother was sitting there saying, I think you have fibroids. And I was looking at her like, I really hope it's not fibroids. I honestly hope it's just, I don't know, leftover poop particles in my stomach. And once I flush that out, we can continue this. Unfortunately, I was wrong and my mother was right. It was fibroids. It was enlarged fibroids in my uterus. And the fibroid was pushing my uterus up to where my belly button was. That's why I was looking like I was 2 months pregnant. My uterus was up in my belly button. That ain't where it's supposed to be. We all know that. And my mother tells me, you know what? I actually had my fibroids removed. My sisters had them removed. And I'm thinking, hold up. You guys have all had this done and you didn't tell me? Had you told me, maybe I could have seen doctors and dealt with this a lot sooner. Like, why is this information not being talked about? But I didn't blame them. So I tried to figure out, all right, let's remove these fibroids. They're not cancerous. So how do we go about doing this? Because I'm telling you right now, you're not doing a hysterectomy on me, which is a possible thing. Because I've never had children, you cannot perform a hysterectomy on me to remove my fibroids. Now, in the likely case that you have surgery and I don't know, it's an emergency of death, then yeah, you might need them removed. Thankfully, that did not happen to me. So I spoke to my doctor and my doctor told me what we're gonna do is inject you with Lupron. And what Lupron does is it lowers your estrogen level so you won't have periods. That way your fibroid can shrink and then we can do what is called a mini lap procedure, which is a procedure that is done kind of like a C-section, but it's a small incision where women typically would have a C-section at, and we start cutting away at the fibroid to remove it. The shot that was given to me lasts for 3 months, and I got this shot in May, and it put me into menopause. Menopause at 30. Let me tell you, any women out there that is dealing with hot flashes, you are my superhero, because I've been dealing with hot flashes for 3 months, and let me tell you, it has been hell. I just recently came back from New York in July, which is really hot and humid. And I had my hot flashes. Oh my God, I thought I was dying. For hot flashes for me, this is what happens. Your whole body is hot. And you deal with dizziness, anxiety, and shortness of breath, along with a couple other things. That's what I had been going through for 3 months, and I didn't even know. And I was trying to figure out when we were in New York and I was getting ready to do a skate battle, why am I feeling anxiety? Why am I doubting myself? What's happening? I usually don't doubt myself like this. Why do I feel like I don't want to do this? And lo and behold, it was because of my freaking hot flashes. And also, we're in a warehouse performing where it was no AC. So I was making things worse for me. So dealing with hot flashes have not been fun. I'm still getting them, but I think by September they will be done, which I pray that they will, because I'm going out of the country, and in each country I'm going to, the weather gonna be hot, and I can't, no, we not doing it, no. So back to the injection. So I had the Lupron shot, and I had to wait 3 months to see if the fibroid would shrink. And if it did shrink, then we can perform the procedure. If it didn't shrink, I'd have to get the shot again, wait another 3 months, and then do it. I said, please God, let this shot work, because I only want this one time. I cannot deal with hot flashes for another 3 months, all just to have them 20 years later and down the road. I can't. Please shrink it, please. Finally, it shrunk, because I was noticing I didn't look 2 months pregnant, but my doctor is telling me it technically hasn't really shrunk. It's still big, but we can still perform the surgery. So I was scheduled to have the surgery August 17th. I know, crazy. I'm going out of the country next month. Cool thing is, it only takes 4 months to heal. By the 4th month, I will be in Paris. But get this, my doctor is telling me, you can skate, you just can't do, your normal tricks that you do. I'm looking at her like, you realize I booked a trip for Skate Love Barcelona so I could do the tricks I want to do, because there will be cameras, there might be competitions that I want to do, and you're telling me I can't really do those? Okay, well, I guess my health is important, so let's just follow my body and see what happens. So yes, I was having the procedure. I honestly wasn't nervous, because I felt like, you know what? Everyone's been praying for me, and I feel very calm, and it's going to be fine. They're not going to do a hysterectomy on me. They're going to get it all out. I'm going to show you a picture of what this fibroid looked like. It literally looked like a 10-pound baby, because I weighed myself. I have lost 10 pounds. I used to be like 153. I'm now 143. Oh my goodness. That was a 10-pound baby that was in me. Or maybe a couple pounds off, and then, matching my body. But I can't believe it. I had about a 10-pound baby in my body, and I was so happy to get rid of that. I was legally able to get rid of that. So now that that's done, the next few days, the first day wasn't so bad. It was Thursday. So I had my surgery Wednesday. Thursday is when I was in hell. Wednesday, when I came home, I threw up due to the anesthesia, and let me tell you, it hurts to cough, it hurts to sneeze, it hurts to throw up, because that's right where the surgery happened, in the stomach, and oh my God, I didn't know that you can feel that pain, but it hurts. So I've done everything I can to avoid sneezing, coughing, and throwing up. Thursday, I was in so much pain, and it had nothing to do with my stitches. The pain was from the fact that I'm eating all this food and it's sitting. I have nowhere to release it because I can't poop yet. I couldn't poop. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm in so much pain. I feel like I can't really breathe. And my mom's like, you gotta take the ibuprofen. I'm like, I don't feel like taking it. She's like, well, do you want to get pain? No, then take it. So I took it. Oh, and side note, I don't take pills. What I mean by that is I cannot seem to swallow pills. I have to like bite them and crush them small enough, and then I can take them with water or juice, something where I'm not really tasting it, and then I can swallow it. So that's kind of why taking the ibuprofen I didn't want to take. I hate taking pills. And for my surgery, this hoe tried to give me a mouthful of pills to take in order to numb me before the anesthesia. I looked at her and I said, I can't take these pills, like I will throw them up. No, you can't, you'll be fine. Woman, I think I know my body, but all right. I tell her, like, can you crush them? She crushes all of them and tries to give me them. And ooh, just thinking about it makes me want to throw up. And I keep telling her, like, I can't do this. She's like, just take it, you'll be fine. And she gave me like this much of water. I'm like, that's not gonna work. She leaves for a second. I try to take some pills on an empty stomach, which I already know I can't do. I can't take pills on an empty stomach. I throw it up. She wasn't there, but someone else was there and heard it. She came right back. I tried to take more, threw it up. And she said, you know what? We're just gonna put it in your IV. And I'm like, why didn't you think to do that before? Hello? So yeah, back to what we were talking about. Cool thing is, my doctor was right. All you need is ibuprofen. And I only have the 200 milligram ibuprofen. And I only took one and the pain is gone immediately. So thank you to ibuprofen. And now we're at the 6th day and I feel completely fine. I'm noticing I can wear dresses that I couldn't fit before. Like this dress, I couldn't fit this. I got it at the Goodwill and I couldn't fit it. It was too tight. And now it fits like a glove. So I say all of this to say, guys, or females, if you feel like something is wrong with your body, please get it checked. Don't wait as long as I have to get it done. Or else you might be in the same situation as me or maybe worse. And if you don't want a hysterectomy, if you want kids and you don't want to deal with that, please go get it checked. I really hope this information was very informative and laughable, because in a sense it was kind of laughable, but not. And I wish you all luck, and females, just especially my Black females, get checked. Get checked. Thank you for listening. I hope this was inspiring. I hope this was informative. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below. Please like this video and subscribe. Thank you guys and have a blessed day.